Hey guys, WebHeadGaming here, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man X3. So I decided to backtrack the Tunnel Rhino stage because here we can finally get the Heart Tank and Dr. Light Capsule thanks to the Triad Thunder. With the arm parts, we can fully charge the Triad Thunder to knock down these rocks that would normally be impossible to knock down with any other weapon, and now we can acquire both items in the stage. Now, the Dr. Light Capsule will grant us the helmet upgrade, and the helmet upgrade here is miles better compared to the ones found in X1 and X2. In X1, the helmet upgrade is pretty useless outside of one stage. In X2, it was more useful, but it was pretty awkward because you had to know what was a secret and what wasn't a secret. And once you know the game like the back of your hand, it was pretty useless. It's the same case here in X3. If you know the game like the back of your hand, then it's pretty useless, but it's still great for newcomers because it actually shows a full layout of the stage you're in right now. And basically it'll also show where all the hidden items are by these red markers. So that's really sweet. It's still kind of awkward because it's hard to imagine what the level is like in the form of a grid, but I'm pretty sure you can figure that out. So now we're back in Blizzard Buffalo's stage, because we have the Tornado Fang that can smash through these ice. And by smashing through all of the ice, we can acquire the Heart Tank here. I think you can also use the Ride Armor, but I went with the Tornado Fang. And yeah, that's where we get the Heart Tank here. Now we move on to Volt Catfish's stage. You may notice when you get up here that there is a platform. You basically got to use the fully charged gravity well to levitate this platform up to another Dr. Light capsule. Now this Dr. Light capsule will grant us the body armor, and the body armor works like the X1 and X2 body armor. It will reduce the damage we take by half. But here's the awesome thing about this body armor, and why I think it's better than the other two. When you take damage in it, it will form this barrier around you for a short while, and that will actually decrease the damage you take even lower. So, I really wish I could have gotten this sooner, but that would require me to take down 4 Mavericks without their weaknesses, so that wasn't going to happen. But still, an awesome upgrade. And now we're fully armored up, we are maxed out, and now we are finally prepared to take down the optional boss in the alternate route. So the fastest way to get there is by Volt Catfish's stage. The green teleporter you saw earlier, just take that, go to that teleporter, and you'll find yourself in this alternate route with a lot of these enemies that are pretty easy to avoid and or kill. There's also this elevator sequence. You can either take the elevator up or you can wall jump up there. However, you may risk taking damage from the debris. That's okay because there's energy pellets all over the place. So who could we be possibly fighting in this route? Well, there was one Maverick that was with Doppler after Ben Bite left. So who could it possibly be? Could we be fighting him? Let's find out. Alright, where is he? Oh shit, it's Vile! And he's got a brand spanking new shiny ride armor. Well, holy fuck. So yeah, Vile is back. I guess he was repaired by Doppler, and now he looks even more menacing than ever with his new shoulder cannon and missile pod. He still has the Boba Fett looking helmet, and he's got himself a deadly new ride armor. Unfortunately, this boss fight is pathetically easy because he has the same exact strategy as Blizzard Buffalo and Tunnel Rhino, in which he will go to the left and right, charge at you, and then try and punch you. Here's the funny thing about Vile though, he will never always charge all the way to the wall. He will always stop when he reaches you and then try and punch you, which makes this boss fight incredibly easy. The ride armor does have a weakness. It's either weak to the Ray Splasher or the Spinning Blade, but honestly, it's so piss easy that I'm just better off using the X-Buster. So yeah, it's basically exactly like Tunnel Rhino. If you know how to take down Tunnel Rhino, well, you know how to take down Vile in his ride armor. It's very sad. It is an absolute joke. A lot of people think this game's hard, but it really isn't. It really isn't. It's actually piss easy once you know what you're doing. Yeah, there's no skill to this whatsoever. No skill at all. Just keep charge-shotting him. There's really nothing he can do. And boom. Now, unfortunately, that's not the end of it, because now we need to deal with Vile himself. And Vile, he has the same exact weaknesses as his Riot Armor. He's weak to Spinning Blade or Ray Splasher. I chose Spinning Blade because I find it a lot easier to use than the Ray Splasher. And he really only has 2 attacks. He'll fire from his shoulder cannon. Oh no, his missile pod rather. Or he will fire ankle bombs that will turn into these giant fire pillars. And that's basically all he does. He's not that tough of a boss fight at all. And like Bit and Bite, depending on how you treat this boss fight, he will either die a very dramatic death like we're about to see, or he'll just fuck off until the final stage. Just one more and he's dead. Don't think that this is the end, X! I will haunt you to the day you die. Quite the dramatic death, huh? So yeah, Vile's dead for good. We'll never see him again. Or will we? So yeah, like I said, you don't have to kill Vile here. You can finish him off with the X-Buster, and then he'll just fuck off till the final stages. But if you want to kill him right away, that's how you do it. You kill him with either the Ray Splasher or the Spinning Blade. And trust me, you'll want to do that if you want to get the super secret weapon of the game. But now, here's the gimmick here. After we kill Vile, we have about 50 seconds to escape here because it's blowing up. And if we don't escape in time, well, kiss our asses goodbye. And of course, that thing is not gonna activate, so I just gotta get moving, get moving, get moving. Because we don't want to waste any time here. We do not want to end up... as pot roast. And we made it with 17 seconds to spare. Hell fucking yes. So that's all we need to show off for now. Now it's time to move on back to our weakness order, taking on the final Maverick, Blast Hornet. So you may have noticed this checklist that pops up every time you select a stage. That is because of the helmet upgrade. The helmet upgrade not only shows you the hidden items that are left in a stage, but it will now give you a checklist at the select screen that will show you what items you have left to find. The items that you don't have will be in pink, while the items you do have will be in gray. And that's really awesome. It's sweet that they actually added that in. And yeah, this is Blast Hornet stage. It's definitely not that much of a threat. The bosses can give you a run for your money if you're not prepared for them, especially if you're doing this later on and have to deal with Bite. But luckily we have both Bite's weakness and the weakness of Blast Hornet, so it really shouldn't be too difficult. So now we're tackling the first sub-boss of the stage, the only sub-boss of the stage, depending on if you cleared Gravity Beetle stage before this. It's basically a hologram, very similar to the one in X2 and Magna Centipede stage. It will basically like to spin around the room, it will jump. It's not too hard to kill. You can use the X-Buster, or you can also probably use the Acid Burst, because I think fully charging that up will kill this thing in 2 hits. Whatever works for you. So this next stretch will actually give us the Ride Armor. Hell yes, it's about fucking time. In case you weren't paying attention earlier, I stated that you can only use the ride armors that you found in the stages once you get the one in Blast Hornet stage. That also requires you defeating Tunnel Rhino and acquiring the Tornado Fang, by the way, so make sure you get the Tornado Fang before coming here, otherwise you won't get the ride armor. So go over to this wall with a crack in it, you'll blow up both that and the crates, and to conserve some ammo in case you need to deal with Bite, run with the drills, because keep in mind, they will run into anything they hit and deal damage. But once you do that, you'll unlock a secret passage to the ride armor, free it, and you now have access to your ride armors at long last. This particular ride armor is known as the Chimera. It's basically like the one in X1. It can punch, it can dash, it can jump, and you can do a jump dash. So to get the heart tank up here, use the ride armor for leverage. Bleh, I can't talk. But use that to boost you up there and give yourself a heart tank. I think you can also use the upward dash, but I think it's pretty pixel perfect. Nonetheless, here is Bite, who is definitely more challenging than Bit, for the sole fact he does a crap ton more damage. But since we have his weakness, he shouldn't be that hard to take out. Unfortunately for me, I had a really shitty run with him. I don't know what was going on. I was failing so hard here. I just kept running into him. The main gimmick of Bite is that he'll send out this mine, and that will magnetize you, meaning it'll suck you away from the wall and cause you to run into him. And if he runs into you, he will hurt like hell. He does this combo that will dish out so much damage. Even with the body armor, it's a pain in the ass. He's weak to either the Tornado Fang or the Ray Splasher. I find Tornado Fang is better because it does multiple hits on him. But if you don't have that and have the Ray Splasher, then feel free to use that as well. Now notice, I killed Bite with his weakness. That means he's going to explode and die, and he will be gone for the rest of the game, while Bit will be spared, and we'll see him again in the final stages. Again, I really like that aspect of X3. I really like that replayability of X3 when it comes to the side quests. It's super sweet that you can actually change the experience in the final stages. Nonetheless, we are done with the optional. We're done with these side quests. We've taken down Vile. We've taken down Bit, Bite. So now we have nothing else to worry about. We can get through the rest of the stage with no hassle whatsoever. These enemies, you've seen them so many times. They're not much of a threat, especially now that you're all maxed out. Even these missile guys that gave me a lot of shit earlier are no match for me now. These crates you need to blow up. Be careful because then crates will start dropping down. And I'm not sure if they'll instant kill you if they land on you. But be careful not to get hit by them. So now we are finally at the last Maverick, Blast Hornet. Pull out your gravity well if you have it. Because like the other Mavericks, it makes him a total pussy. So Blast Hornet has 3 basic attacks. He'll try and run into you with his stinger. He'll send out these hornets at you. And then in his second phase, he will send out these targets at you. And if they lock onto you, he will fire these hornets. However, you're not going to see any of that because the gravity well turns him into a pussy. An absolute pussy. You don't even need to aim the gravity well at him. You can just spam it and it will suck him in and dish out a lot of damage. You'll probably get no hits. You'll probably take no hits from this guy with the gravity well because it completely stuns him. It will completely and utterly decimate him. It is pathetic. It is incredibly, incredibly sad, just like the rest of the Mavericks in this game. And that's it. That's the last Maverick to take on. By defeating Blast Hornet, we obtain the Parasitic Bomb, which is a pretty interesting weapon. You can use it on the weaker enemies to trap them, and then if there is another enemy on screen, it will actually collide into them. and take them both out, and that is pretty cool. It's pretty unique. Unfortunately, it doesn't really do well against the larger enemies. And as far as weaknesses go, it's good for stinging the fuck out of Blizzard Buffalo, and that's about it. So now we are back at Dr. Kane's lab. I guess it's a lab, or maybe it's Maverick Hunter HQ, whatever. And this is the final appearance of Dr. Kane in the entire X series, not counting Maverick Hunter X because that's a remake. And here he basically explains what Dr. Doppler is up to. He's creating this powerful new battle body, and for a Pacific bald-headed guy that we've known and loved since the first Mega Man X game, and now it is up to us to stop him and Doppler. And yeah. Unfortunately, we won't be tackling the final stages right away because I do have to do some more backtracking to get the rest of the items. Ugh. But, once we do get the rest of the items, we'll finally finish this game and be done with the SNES trilogy. And I'm glad for it because, god damn it, I've been doing way too much Mega Man X recently. So, I'll just let this cutscene play. I'll see you guys in the next part when we take on the final stages of the game. This is WebHeadGaming, signing off. Catch you guys later.